I think our next in studio guest is actually here, which is very exciting. We were supposed to have him on, I think, last week, but it got a little too hectic, and I like this better. One of my favorites in the game. Is he here? Is Chito here? Is the pride of Ecuador here? I think I've been hearing. Yeah. Hey, there he is, my man, Chito Vera in the house. Please come on in. This is my office. Yay. Madison Square Garden is one thing. This is different, my friend. How are you? How are you feeling?
Good, bro.
Thank you
Good
so
seeing
much.
you.
Please have a seat. Man, you're the coolest, Chito.
Oh, man.
Thank you for doing this.
This is rad, man.
This is cool, right?
This is where everything starts, right?
I mean, you said it, not me. I don't want to be that guy.
Well, it's good energy.
It is good energy.
A lot of
here.
MMA here.
A lot of people hate on this, but all we do is we support the sport.
But you know what I say about the haters. I give a good intro the other day.
Yeah. They make us famous.
Yeah, fuck
F them. Yes, that's right.
Or F them, sorry.
F them, you know, no, you could say I'm known to swear as well. I like this shirt, by the way. Destroy racism. Racist people are not my type of people. Respect.
We all cool. We all equal.
I mean, I don't know about equal. What you did on Saturday was pretty damn special. I can't do that, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
we all bleed the same. We all go to the bathroom the same. We sleep the same.
Bones, forearms. We can all do it. It's just matter to set your mind and go and do it. You know, like walk the walk is one different thing. And we did it Saturday night. I'm happy with the performance. I'm excited, and I'm glad the fight didn't win like just a quick fight, because quick fights you really don't learn much for it. And I'm glad we have that first round. I defend a couple of takedowns. I got takedown, and even then I feel like land more from the bottom anyway, which I know I lost the round, but going to the second, my battery was fully charged, and I can tell he was like...
You can tell he was tired?
Well, it's hard, because I don't let them posture up. Like, I see a lot of people, like, they kind of, like, want to stand up instead of, like, work first. And I did my job. I clinched him in the ground, and I landed some heavy elbows.
You did. You did. No, it was a great performance, and then the finish was spectacular. But I feel like we're going too quickly here. Tell me about the week. What was it like, Matt? Because you told me, we were talking on the phone, I think last week, and you said like Madison Square Garden. This means a lot, and I know you're a fight historian. You love combat, so just to be a part of this, what was it like?
I wake up every day excited. Normally, you know, you're a little tired. It's fight with the nerves, but MSG just brought that bright morning, like, you know, when you're in your first UFC or your second UFC fight, and you're like, everything is cool, every interview. Yeah, when you got 18 fights in the UFC, you're like, okay, you're gonna ask me the same questions. Are you ready? Blah, blah, whatever. MSG brought that, like, I was in a fucking hell of a space in my mind. I was happy. And all of that is because I knew I was ready. I trained my ass off. I did everything I could do. Listen to my nutritionist, listen to the coaches, go to bed on time, wake up and grind. Like, that's what I do year round. Doesn't matter who I'm fighting or where I'm fighting, but MSG it's MSG. How many shows a year they have an MSG? One. Mm-hmm. It's been a while since COVID. Mm-hmm. I came in the comeback, so everything, even my workouts on the week, I plan everything. I change my workouts on like 100 times in my mind, but I was just trying to find perfection. Even if you cannot never reach it, I was just trying to make it as cool as possible, and it's been great so far. I love it, but it's in the past now.
What was your walkout song? Remind me.
It was a remix. It was a Cypress Hill song, but with a DJ make a remix, and it was pretty cool.
And what was the significance? You were just looking for a song?
Just good rhythm.
Okay.
Good rhythm. Turn me up.
Did you feel like the people were against you in there because you were going after, you know, I mean...
Oh, a legend.
Yeah, legend, New Jersey guy.
Doesn't matter. When, I don't know if you read my lips or whatever, when I, in the weigh-ins, when I went to hug Joe Rogan, I was like, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, if it's all you versus me in the street, yes, I'm gonna get killed. When the cage is locked, I know my focus is pretty good. Doesn't matter. They can F me, they can say, they whatever. They want me dead. Doesn't matter. It's just me and that guy in the cage, and one is gonna smile and one is gonna cry.
Well, what's the vibe like? I saw they gave you the jersey. You were rocking that yesterday.
I love it.
But yo, UFC Espanol, they show you love, and I don't want to be that guy. They said it was a Brooklyn Nets jersey. on the UFC Espanol Twitter.
Oh,
Come on, guys, that's like sacrilegious for us Knicks fan. They said I didn't want to call it out, but I was like, Brooklyn.
it was a mistake. I know the guy from UFC Espanol.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Sweetheart.
Yeah. So I didn't want to be the guy, but it was not Brooklyn. It's New York Knicks. That's a magical jersey right there. You got that before the fight or after the fight? That video.
Well, wait a minute. I wasn't getting a shirt. The shirt is only for the top
for real?
4 fight. I was like, yo, I want a shirt.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
My manager,
Jason.
cool guy,
Yeah.
great guy, contact them. It's like, hey, this guy want a shirt, and I wasn't expecting it, and they brought me to the locker room.
Oh, where the Knicks locker room is?
No, they brought me the shirt when I was warming
gotcha.
up.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? Me right now? Holy shit. Yes, because you got the number of the event.
268.
Got
Your name.
fucking Vera in the back, making the family proud. I was like, hey, think about it. 10 years ago, you were in Ecuador just wandering around, and one day you will put a step on the UFC, a foot in the UFC. Now, I'm happy,
Beautiful.
dude. I'm a happy man.
Beautiful. The finish. That's something that you worked on. You saw the opening. I mean, that was, again, MMA historian. That was Anderson Silva. That was Lyoto Machida.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of in the moment.
There's a few of those.
Yeah, not that many.
Kicks, yeah. We work, like Parillo make me work a lot of like things down the pipe or under. Just because this guy's a wrestler. You throw a big right hook and he's gonna come right under that and shoot, right? So it's like he told me one thing, it's like, you will see everything. Stay focused, you have really good reflex, just make him pay everything. Like for everything he taught you, you have to let something go. And the creeping, the walking out, the like just walk him down, that's something I love to do. I don't like to like do all this dance. I go after you. And I'm pretty decent at like finding you. Like a lot of people just chase you like that. You will never catch the guy. I was on firm the whole fight, and that get your heart rate up. And that's something that I'm glad I'm working with a guy like Parillo. Like he leveled me up, and he continues on doing that. Like last night we were at dinner, and I was asking him like, okay, cool, the fight's gone. What you want me to do now? What you think I have to improve? And he's like, and we have like a 45-minute conversation. And then he was like, okay, we'll go back to the basics. We'll go back to the gym and we keep working on the same. And then we add a little layer each fight. I'm like, let's do it.
Did you see the picture? I think we have the picture. Did you see the picture?
That's
the picture of Frankie's face?
It's a fucked up picture.
Yeah.
I don't post it.
How do you feel about? So there's the picture, and I saw even some people were saying like you shouldn't have post. Well, how do you feel when you see that?
It's fucked up.
You don't like it?
I put it like this. It's him or me, right?
Right.
So I always talk like this. It's my family.
Yeah.
That I gotta bring the bread home against your family. It's like, I'm sorry. Fuck you for that. I'm gonna do everything to do it for my family, for my loved ones. And that's what we're fighting for that. We're fighting for a better future, for a better, of everything at our homes. But it's a fucked up picture. Like, I don't post that picture. Everybody's tagging me. And even when people, I don't think I haven't, even in, in the stories, I don't even want to reply that one. The guy's still having a family, the guy's still having a life. And that was Saturday night. So for me, how I see things, Saturday night was special. It will be in my heart forever. But I don't live from that memory. Like those 3 minutes of fame that you're cool. A lot of people make that mistake and then they go downhill because they think they will be in that position forever. That fight's gone. Monday morning came, I'm back in the horse. Like my mind is already thinking ahead. I'm gonna fight somebody else. This fight doesn't matter. I'm already thinking on what's coming. And going back to the picture, it's a fucked up picture. And it's almost like if I post it, I feel like it's a little disrespectful.
Yeah, no, I get it.
If that's me at the end of the rope, and the guy posts it, I don't really care. I got a thick skin. I'm like, yeah, I'm a loser. I gotta get better. I gotta figure it out. But I won't do it.
Some people were upset by the flipping of the bird.
I know. I can explain that. But
tell us.
At the end of the day, even if I explained it, some people don't understand that. This is what happened. The round 2 end, right? And I was literally running at him like with flurry of punches, and I throw a head kick right at the buzzer, right? And the referee like literally jumped in between us. And then, normally people shake hands when the round is over. They just look at each other. They go chest to chest, whatever. He went and kind of like give me that look like, yeah, you wanna hurt me, whatever. Like, I'm here to fight. And of course, I cannot just look away and, I don't want to have eye contact with you. I believe that's getting defeated mentally. So I kind of like locked my eyes on his eyes, and I was like, what? And then he kept looking at me, so I was like, you know what? Fuck you. Those are mind games. We're fighting. Right. We're in a fist fight. We're not playing any games. So I was like, in that period of time, I was thinking, if I look down and walk away, he's gonna be like, oh, he's weak. He give up in this little exchange. I'm like, that's not me. I'm gonna face fire with fire, and I don't mind getting in there. So that was it. A lot of people get mad about it. A lot of people, not even a lot. I haven't received much message about it, but people is like, oh, that's disrespectful. He's a legend. I'm like, yeah, the legend wanna kick my ass. Guess what? I will do everything in my hands to make sure my hands is gonna be right. But it's just a moment, we won. We got the fight going on. So
I thought you were paying homage to your Twitter name because you have the middle finger.
Oh, that's just because the eye,
Yeah, I know. Well, I just thought that was your.
That's just for fuck around.
I know.
But like flipping on him wasn't personal, but we're fighting. Like,
you say anything to each other after the fight?
I went straight to him, grabbed him by the face. I'm like, hey man, I didn't mean to disrespect you. It's just the fighting, and we're being mean at each other. We're trying to fuck up each other. So I'm like, I respect you as who you are, how you handle yourself, and I'm sorry again. I'm not that person. I don't handle myself like that. I want to say I'm sorry and thanks for the opportunity, because that he couldn't say I don't want to fight you.
Right.
I want something higher rank. So I say thanks for that, but.
What do you say?
People don't understand. Oh, he was like, he congrats me and we hug it out.
Yeah.
But he's a gentleman.
Yeah.
And, I'm a wild gentleman. I'm younger too, so it's like, I'm doing everything to become a world champion. He already had that on him, so he can live okay the rest of his life. He's a former world champion at 155. I'm trying to reach. How many people try and they never make it? He's already did it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get there one day, so that statement, I say that time and time. I'm making a statement. I don't talk too much about a fight. I don't say too much. I just prepare for make it big, and thank God it was huge.
It is crazy to think of him at 155. Like, you look bigger than him in there.
Yeah.
Like how small he is at 135.
Yeah.
To think that he was fighting guys at 155.
He's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's a real one. Like, he's not a guy that is talking shit, getting too fancy, too flashy. He's the real deal. He's a grinding wrestler, and he's still good. He can box. He moves well. He's quick. I'm just a little younger and a little hungry. And the way I work, I don't care who's in front of me. I know I'm prepared every time I'm step in.
Greatest moment for you in the UFC so far, Saturday?
100%.
Not even close.
MSG, former champion, New York shirt.
Yeah.
So, can't be better than that, It's huge for me. That's why when they called me with the opportunity, I was like, send the paper.
Right.
Like, I don't want to say yes, so it goes to them. I'm like, send papers right now. Like, you cannot decline opportunities that big in life, because life will make you pay for that when you let them go.
I noticed, and correct me if I'm right here, did the president of Ecuador tweet about you?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
It's huge.
What the heck? Do you know this person?
Tell
me his name. Sorry, I don't want to mess it up.
Guillermo Lazo.
Yes.
I know the family. Like, I don't know them personally, but I know who they are.
President of Ecuador is tweeting about you.
Yeah, last fight he did too.
He did last time.
People is just excited about it.
They love you.
Like, you see how I carry the flag?
Yeah.
I bring it to Wayne. I'm Ecuadorian from deep down in my bones, and I love where I came from. And the reason I feel I'm here right now is because I will never forget where I came from. I know what it takes to be here. This is not like some of my friends call the UFC, like, hey, hook it up, giving that. It's just constantly working, don't stop, failing, standing up, and keep pushing forward. And that's why I'm here. Like, and it's because where I came from. Like, just seeing my family, how they work, my dad, how he give us everything so we can be okay. I just continue to do that. It's in my soul. Never stop.
Can you tell me about where you came from? Like, what was life like? What was your childhood like in Ecuador?
It was pretty good,
Yeah?
fun actually. Like, it was like we live I'm from Chone. Chone is a small town in Ecuador. It's not a city. We don't have much there. It's like my dad used to have a farm or a shrimp farm and
What kind of farm? Shrimp?
shrimp. Yeah,
Really?
like the big pools with shrimps. And
Wow.
once, twice a year, you let the water go and take all the shrimp out and then redo it.
Okay.
And there's nothing. We were like mid class, but we still living in the neighborhood. Like 2 houses next to me, like it was like really poor people.
Wow.
It's like you have that touch, like like, okay, my dad leave every day to work so he can have clothes and go to school. Those kids, the dads are hustling for them, but they're a little lower than that. So that means like you gotta appreciate what you have. You have food, you have a roof, and maybe have good common sense. I understand since I was a kid, like my parents are doing everything for me. Even if I was a little shit, I was getting in problems all the time.
Like what?
Street fight, breaking things, just throwing rocks at the windows.
Why?
Just for fun.
Just to be.
Just like this. Let me see this. Black. Oh, I broke it. And then I get in trouble.
You were a delinquent.
A lot.
Why? Why do you think?
Just for fun.
Did you want the attention?
Maybe. I want to be cool, maybe.
Right. Did you have siblings?
I'm the youngest one. I got the most attention, so I don't know why.
How many above you?
2, my sister and my brother.
Okay. And you're the one causing or were they causing trouble too?
No, they're
Angels.
They go to college. They don't have tattoos.
Wow.
They speak well. They don't cause.
And you were the trouble. Did you get arrested?
Like twice.
Twice.
A street fight.
Okay.
Street. But just like 3 hours in there and then get out of here.
What are your parents saying when you're getting arrested?
My dad, one time, one of his friends used to be like high whatever in the policeman, and then they call my dad like, "Hey, you're a kid here. What you want me to do? You want me to like make him sleep there?" It's like what? My dad is a hard guy. Like he will make me pay for any mistake. He's not a guy that if I will fucked up, he will be like, you know what, you're good. He will make me pay.
Wow.
And that's why I learn. I make a lot of mistakes, but I learn. I'm like, you touch fire, you get burned.
You didn't go to college?
Never.
Did you graduate high school?
Yes.
You did. You had no interest in college?
Never.
Because at that point you wanted to be a fighter?
Even before fighting, I was like, this is not for me. I couldn't find myself in high school. I was like, I don't know how people can come here and read 10 pages and memorize that, and then the next day put all the answers and then forget about it. I'm like, is that good for life?
Right.
And then in my head, I was like, I want to be like my dad. I want to have a farm. I want to work. I want to do things and progress. That's why I become a successful fighter, because I can wake up out of bed, being tired, feeling bad, whatever, body hurts, but I know how to put in work. And then I also know how to recover. Like if it's too much, you step a little back. But maybe just like seeing my dad, how he lived his life, is because I'm living my life this way.
Who introduces you to fighting?
Nobody.
Nobody?
I was just getting on street fights with the homeless kids just for fun and getting my ass kicked. It's not like I was the bully that win fights. No, I was getting whooped.
Why did you do it?
I just keep coming. I was a little pit bull. And they would laugh about it. Like they were like, these guys really want to go again? Like literally you just got your ass kicked like 15 minutes ago. Go home, clean up.
Back.
I was go back.
So who introduces you to MMA?
My neighbor, like literally in front of my house. One day we were like getting ready to go to the beach and surf, because we used to surf being kids. I still surfing, but he's like, hey, did you know like Masvidal and Vanderlei Silva? And I was like, no. And then he went to YouTube and put some private fights, and I was like, holy fuck, they get paid for that? Like, are they? Oh yeah, they're super famous. Look, these magazines. And I was like, okay, I guess I find. And literally, his older brother one day told me like, hey, I go to this jiu-jitsu gym. If you're interested. I was like, when? How much? $60 a month. I asked my dad for the money. When? Pay. They're like, you don't want the 3-day try? No. I'm me. I want to be a UFC fighter. They were like, who you are? And then I went to the jiu-jitsu coach. I'm like, hey man, like today I start and I already paid for the month and I want to be a UFC fighter. And he was like, okay, weirdo. Did you train before? Like, what's your background? Nothing, but I just want it. I was like, yeah, right. From that day, I don't stop ever again.
Wow.
I don't, not even, like, we were kids. you party, you go surfing, you skateboarding, whatever. I put everything behind. And I will get at home after high school, eat lunch, literally change my shirt because I don't want to be with my school shirt. Have one of my good of this. Somebody can take me out of the community I live, get the bus, couple miles down, go to the gym. And at night, I just ask one of the adults guys, like, hey guys, can you drop me back home? And they will drop me back.
Wow.
Every day.
No more getting into trouble.
No more. Once I start training, no more drinking, no more surfing, no more going with my friends out. They'll be like, dude, are you okay? I was like, dude, this party's gonna be, I don't care.
Wow. How old are you?
I was 17 when I started training.
What year is this? How old are you now?
28.
So 11 years ago.
You do that.
2010.
There you go.
All right.
And then there's funny, like Twitter sometimes remind you things.
Yeah.
There was a tweet for like 2009, 2010 that I was like, I will never stop training.
Wow.
And people was like kind of like making fun of me, like, dude, like you just are trying to avoid college. You don't want this. I was like, I want this. Like I really like people don't understand how much you want it.
Why do you think it meant so much to you?
I swear I don't know. Like normally you have your uncle is a pro boxer and you're like, oh, that's cool. I don't have none like that. Like my family is normal. They go to college, they drink on the weekends, they party a little bit, they barbecue. I was the one that was like, no, I want to be a UFC fighter. It's crazy. Like, I don't know from where. Like, I don't grow up watching it.
Those dudes at the gym, do they know what you're doing now? Like, do you still keep in contact?
I'm cool with all of them.
They know that you're Chito Vera who just won at MSG. That must be wild for that guy, that jiu-jitsu coach that you went up to and said,
I talked to him like
really?
2 days ago. Like, he congrats me. I was like, thanks, coach. Appreciate you.
That is wild.
And everybody there is like, people sometimes like, dude, we really thought you were like a Miss Bullet. Like, you would just like land somewhere and just be a fuck off forever. And,
At what point do you realize, like, I'm actually going to do this. I am going to make it to the UFC. It's one thing to say it when you're just like a punk
100%.
kid. When do you start to actually believe that this is going to happen?
I fought 3 times in Ecuador. I won all 3 by submission. 2 by submission, 1 by decision. But that was just local. Like, those were like, you're fighting the homie that is training for 2 weeks. But I was really trying. Then I get offered a fight in Panama outside of the country against a guy that he have a bad record, but he's still like over 20 fights.
Right.
And then real show, like real MMA show, like weights, everything. That my first time making 35, I didn't know how to do it, so I was eating yogurt and cornflakes without sugar for like 3 months.
Wow.
I was just, I was a kid.
Yeah.
Let's see how I can lose 10 pounds. Went to that fight and I won the fight. Like, it was a hard fight. I got like kind of like beat up a little bit for a round and a half, and then I started to cover, and then third round I choke him out with a triangle choke. And then I was like, okay, I'm like the first guy getting off the country, winning a fight. Things are like making sense, but that's still 4 fights. And then after that fight, I basically, what I would do, I would like in Facebook, like just contact every single promotion in South America. Like literally 50 different Facebook pages. I would be like, hey guys, I'm a 145er. I would like to fight for you guys. I fight for free. Don't give me air for nothing. Just give me like a poster, like you give me a fight for sure. And I go out and ask sponsors, and I'm like, hey, you want to pay for airfare? You want to pay for my ticket, for this and that? And
why free?
Easy.
Yeah,
It's
you were just
easy
trying to get in the door.
because there's the max pay I got around there was like $500 for main event in Peru, and then it was like I was thinking like instead of like trying to like get 600-700, these guys are not making how much they make the gate.
Right.
So I was like, give me the fight for free. I beat 10 guys in a row. The UFC called me, and then I started making real money. So like everybody was like being too like, oh, I won 700 or 1-on-1. It's like, dude, they're not making no money. You won't make money. I was thinking, I was trying to be smart out myself. Like, I fight for free or like for $300, make it easy. And then the UFC called me at some point. I was just desperate for being in the UFC. I swear I was like, I would wake up every morning and saying like, okay, let's one more day of work just to be in this fucking company. I love it with my life. I was like, I need to be there. And friends will ask me like, hey, what about if this organization call you?
Yeah.
Or the second one call you? I'm like, I say no. Is it UFC or nothing? I go and work at the farm. I start a business. This work ethic is for anything. I can do anything I want, and I'm pretty sure I can do it right. But I like to fight for the UFC.
Did you turn down anyone else?
They never
too
called
early,
me.
yeah.
The UFC just called me for
the Ultimate Fighter. Yeah. When you got that call for Ultimate Fighter,
I almost crashed. I actually
you were driving?
I was driving.
Oh no.
And there was like, hey, this is an agency from Mexico. We are hired by the UFC. When they say UFC, I literally hit the car, popped the tire.
No way.
Oh, I was freaking out. My body was like, that was the highest natural high. I was like, what's going on? Like, I'm like, hey, if this is a joke, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, I'm not playing around. No, we're with the UFC, blah blah blah. I was getting mad because I was like, they keep telling me they were with the UFC, but they were with the UFC. And I was like, okay, what's the deal? It's like, look, you're gonna get in the South America program, whatever. We send you to this location in Albuquerque. I was like, Jackson, because I was a nerd.
Yeah.
It's like, Jackson's MMA? No way. Are you sending me there? Yeah, you're gonna be there, and then there's two options. You get a straight shot to the UFC, or you go to the Ultimate Fighter. I was literally getting off my friend's studio. He took a couple pictures to defend my 145 belt in Mexico against an ex-Bellator fighter. I don't remember his name. And, I was stuck. I was like, I win this fight. It's in Mexico. I'm right there. And then when these people called me, I already had booked 6 fights back-to-back.
Jeez.
Every 2 months. Costa Rica, Panama, Mexico, Peru. Like,
by yourself you did this?
Everything.
Okay.
I was like I was like every day. Oh, we don't have an opponent. 55, but give me anything. Just give me a fight. I go. It was everything for what I'm sitting right now, And I drove home and I told my wife, like, hey, I'm gonna leave to Albuquerque for 6 months. She's like, what do you mean? Our daughter was a baby. I was like, the UFC called me. She's like, go, yeah, cool. Like
I was just about to ask you if you were married and what your wife thought of you leaving, and apparently she was okay with it.
She was like, dude, you've been doing everything for this. She was bummed about it. She was like, oh, you're gonna leave me. We never leave each other.
Right.
Like, normal humans don't get to do these things, or like leave the home for a year and be like, hey, like, sometimes you have to do hard things to have a big reward. Mm-hmm. The normal human is just going to, 9 to 4 job and cool, I just accept life how it is. For us, when we were kids, she was with me in my first pro fight.
Wow.
When I fought my first pro fight, she was my nutritionist.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is that her job or?
No, she was giving me marshmallows with ketchup.
Come on.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been together forever.
I could tell and maybe I'm, looking into it, obviously I like you a lot and I follow you on social media and stuff. I can see there's a great relationship between you and your wife. Like, you guys are best friends.
We know each other, like,
right?
Till the bone.
Right. Sometimes you could tell it's real, sometimes you could tell it's fake. With you guys, you seem like best friends.
I met her in 4th grade.
Wow.
When I moved from the small town from Chone to Guayaquil, which is a better city, you got more opportunities, better schools. Like, I literally came from the farm to the city, right? And kids would make fun of me. Like, the way I talk was different. I was more like country. And they were like, oh, they would laugh about it. But I always have personality. Somebody laugh about it, I just give them the middle finger. And then she told me, like, we started dating in high school a couple years later. But she told me, like, when you move from there to 4th grade, like, I was in love with you. I was like, no, you're bullshitting me. And she's still swearing by it.
Wow.
So I was like, well, where it was meant to be.
And you've been together ever since?
We've been together. We are going to be 10 years married this January, and we've been overall 15 years.
Wow. That is incredible. The other thing that I noticed, again, I tried to read people. When I look at Marlon Vera, when we first met you in the UFC days, there is a different confidence about you now. You are not the same guy.
No,
even like
of course not.
The beard, the hair, but just the way you conduct yourself is a lot. I was watching an interview that you did with a young journalist named Nick Baldwin, and it probably was, I don't
In the
know,
gym. He came to the
in the
gym.
gym. This is like 8 years ago or so,
That
maybe
was
7 years ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
You're a different guy, and I say this with the utmost respect. Like the confidence is oozing out of you. You don't care. You walk around. You wear that shirt. Like you don't give an F.
I know why. Back then, you are kind of like worried to do things. I'm like, if I say this,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose friends. The company might be mad, and you don't have to be a dick or say or have to say bad things. But a lot of people they don't get off the shelf just because they're scared of failing. Back then, I was on a shelf. I was like, okay, I don't want to be too funny because I don't want to be queer, or I don't want to like express myself because they want to say like you're nobody. There was a point that you just have to meet in the middle and be like, hey, fuck it. Nobody can be better if you're yourself. Everybody most likely these days try to be something else or be like somebody else. Like they go like, who got more followers? Who's more famous? Years ago, I figured out like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be myself. If you like it, hug it. If you don't like it,
What's the turning
Go
point?
away.
When do you get that epiphany?
It's hard to say when exactly. I kind of like tell the world like, you know what? I'm gonna be myself. But it's like I think we all know what because I can lie to you. I can tell you everything about me and fake it and you can believe it. We cannot lie to ourselves. You know when you're, doing things wrong or good. And I just didn't feel happy being in a shelf. I wanna, get out of there and be like, I'm gonna do things, I'm gonna be a world champion. If you like me, cool. If you believe in me, cool. If you're not, fuck it. I'm gonna still going through. And it's up to us to make that move. Like a lot of people have that issue. A lot of people is like they're a little weirded out. They're like, oh, I don't wanna like go too quick in the fight. I'm scared to get KO. If you're prepared, there's none of that. And I probably start working harder and, don't being shy in the gym and don't like now I only want to train with people that is like 10 times ahead of me. When I'm grappling, I'm going with world champions. I'm not grappling with my friends in the garage. I'm working with like, savages in all areas. Pro boxers. Come on, kick my ass. Let me see what I got. I gotta know if I'm ready. And I'm honest with myself. If I'm fighting a guy like Frankie, I gotta bring a guy, a young wrestler that is gonna beat me all day. And I would never beat him. But I know I'm gonna be prepared for this fight. If I'm fighting next time a kickboxer, a lot of people get comfy, feel good in that safe zone. I'm always in the edge. You gotta expand your limits, your mind, everything, just to advance in life and get better.
When you go back home, what is it like now?
Oh, it's wild.
Yeah?
Last time I went was 2019.
Oh,
Couldn't put a foot out.
wow.
And that was after the Andre Ewell fight.
Yeah. Now.
All the good fights happened already. And many more to come.
Yeah.
But
Are you planning on going home?
I've been stuck here because of my visa. I'm trying to get a green card. I think we just get transferred to the O1, which is in the middle.
Yeah.
And I'm in a good spot right now. I just don't know if I can leave at the moment. I tried to go for a surf trip after the fight with David Grant, like for 1 week, like literally the week after the fight, surf for 1 week, come back to, I call it training camp. I'm in training camp forever. Doesn't matter if I'm fighting or not. I'm in the gym. And then my lawyer was like, hey, bro, you can't go. And I was like, okay, whatever. But I got the beach, like walking distance from my house. But the waves were perfect. And I love surfing.
So at some point, I mean, when you come home,
it's going to be wild.
When's the last time you saw your parents?
They come often. My dad came for the David Grant fight.
Okay.
And then my mom is right now, me and my wife are here in New York, not kids. So we haven't, in the last 10 years, this is the first time we have this type of freedom.
Wow.
Because my mom and my mother-in-law are taking care of the kids.
Okay. How long are you here for?
Till Wednesday morning.
Okay.
Just, just a couple days just so we can walk in the street without trying to reach for the kids, don't run to the street.
Yes.
It feels good.
Yeah, it's
Not
wild.
like, oh, wow. I get it, single guys, I know. But I love where I am, and I love the situation I have. But these 3 days, it's been pretty nice.
I bet. I mean, it's to the victor goes the spoils. And so at this point, I love your story, man, because it really, I remember when you made your debut and the Ultimate Fighter and the Jacksons thing, like you have come such a long way from that time. And it feels to me like you haven't really scratched the surface yet. It
Not
feels to
even.
me like you're not even close to where you're going to end up. In your mind, have you already started to think about the next one?
Well, there's, I like to keep it very real. Some people is illusion. They win one fight and they want to fight Conor McGregor. It's like, hey, bro,
Chill. Yeah.
it don't happen like that. Literally, how the situation is, there's only because Aldo is fighting Rob,
Yeah.
right? There's only two guys ahead, or there are three, which is Merab and Sanghagen.
Yeah.
I can fight any of those two tomorrow.
Not a lot of people volunteering to fight Marab.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
Like, I would be more scared if he's like Anthony Johnson type of fucking guy.
Right.
Anthony Johnson taught you,
Yeah.
you don't grow a beard. Hey, he's a bad motherfucker. But I understand that. We all are. At any given night, that top 5 can get a belt in their waist. He's who comes with a better set of coconut and prepared, and you're seeing everything and you're sharp. And I'm in again, I always go back to that. I'm always in the gym. Like, Parillo never worries about me. He knows I'm eating correctly. He knows I'm not drinking. He knows I'm not going out. Like, sometimes it's like, hey, go home. I'm like, really? Okay, I go home. But he also, he's a veteran. He got world champions before, so he knows what's enough. But I'm always trying to do everything right. So, like, that's why I volunteer to fight anybody. Because I get it, styles make fights. Some guy can put you in the wall. Some guy can have better grappling, better boxing. Doesn't matter. It's a fist fight. It's whoever fight harder for that. And everything comes from here. That's why, like you said, like, everybody will probably run away from Merab. We fucking take a shot sitting down. Like, we're the same, we humans. And again, he's tough, Sanhang is tough. And even if something happened with the Aldo phone fight, I'm gonna text Dana Hunter, like, yo, send papers.
Now, so in your mind, when are you fighting for a belt?
Sometime next year.
You feel that?
I can feel it, yeah.
Who's the real champion in your opinion?
Peter Yan.
Yeah.
Like, I always get aggressive when I talk shit about Aljamain. And it's just because I just don't like he always say something about me, like either negative that I'm not that good or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, don't just talk about me. Like, if you're going to be that guy, when you see me, don't even pay me attention. But don't see me and be like, hi, fellas.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off. Like, I want to fight you right now. I want to, in the street, in the corner. Like, if you see me, just keep the same energy. Just keep walking and I keep walking. But, like, I don't get that, like, I'm going to show you I'm a little tougher or whatever. I respect Peter Yan. The guy is solid. He's not trying to be cool. He's fucking just fight. I like to fight. I'm sure we all can talk shit. But keep it real. I'm not a guy that if I say all crazy shit about you, and then when I see you, I pretend like, oh, just for hyper up. No. If I say crazy shit, and we are in 6 feet apart, COVID 6 feet apart, I'm gonna swing at you. No matter who you are. That's why I don't really start too much talking shit about people to hype fights up. Chito Berry's fighting, it's hype. I bring it. I bring a cool fights. Like, I walk you down, I wrestle, I ground, I like to fight. So I don't need to be like, I'm gonna kill you or your wife is gonna live with me. I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm too busy with my family to be like writing dumb shit. I'm not dumb.
I do like your Twitter though. It is a fun Twitter, but
Yeah.
it's good. It's good. It's good stuff. By the way, speaking of which, I saw on your Instagram, I think the last thing that you posted, you and your wife, you're with 2 people. I was like, oh, who are these people? And then I looked, 24 million followers.
Yeah.
18, who are? I mean, clearly very famous people.
Yeah, Camilo and Eva Luna, they're like pretty.
Are
Like,
they
how do I say that? High level singers. They're musicians.
from Ecuador?
No, they're from. He's from Colombia. I'm not sure. Her dad is like huge. Like Ricardo Montaner is like my mom loved that type of music. It's like
Okay.
romantic, kind of like. I don't know how to translate to English, but them both they've been doing a tour around the U.S. and we've been in contact for a long time. And he saw the fight. He posted watching the fight, which I was like, oh, that's great. Like if you have time to watch me, I feel good about myself because you're successful. I get inspired by those things. I'm not a cloud chaser. I don't want to like snap a selfie with somebody I don't know just because you have a couple million followers. If I don't know you, I don't know you. Like, hey, good for you. But I'm a fan of things like this, like, successful musicians, like from Colombia doing tours in the USA. It's a similar story. From China to fucking MSG. So it's like, it's huge. So we've been in contact for a while. They like the UFC and he was like, hey, I'm playing a concert in Town Hall. I'm like, babe, my wife is like, love that music. Like she will like sing with her whole heart. And I like the music, but I just, I'm a Bob Marley guy. I'm a hippie.
Respect.
But I like the music. I can hear it. I can sit down and hear it and sing it, dance with my wife about it. It was good last night. But my daughter, Anna, she will sing all the songs. So he's like, oh, where's the kids? I'm like, oh, we're leaving home. And he's like, I'm playing in LA soon. Bring on. And I'm like, bro, you're a sweetheart. If you want me to kick somebody's ass, just call it. But they're huge. Like, they're pretty big.
Yeah, I felt ashamed that I didn't know. Obviously not.
How many musicians are in the world?
Yeah. But I was like, damn, 24 million. Look at Cheeto hanging out with you got the president tweeting about you.
Yeah.
You got the
And
celebrity.
the cool thing about last night was like, I can buy tickets to go to the concert, right? But like, just the process, right?
Oh, yeah.
He sent me the assistant number. She picked us up outside. We did all the walk around like backstage. We went to the green room, talked to him for a little bit, talk about the fight. He was excited about like, did you just fucking kill somebody? I was like, yeah, I knocked him out. But like, it's cool. Like last night when we went back to the hotel, like we were like laying down in bed, and my wife is like, did you just realize like where we at now? Like what we doing now? Like when we were in high school, we would think about like you will never get to meet these people. You will never get to talk to these like super famous, very talented musicians. Like you listen in the radio and you're like, yeah, you will never get to meet them. We're literally hanging out with them, like laughing about things, just drinking sparkling water and be like, yeah, we made it. And I was like, fuck, it's been a long road. And I just, on her eyes, they get shiny. And I can tell how happy she's about where we came. And now I just remind her, hey, none of this is possible if I don't have you backing me up. Like literally, every time I was like, fuck, like, you just bring me to that right space so I can be the person I am. And it's like, it's fucking rad.
It's a beautiful thing, man. Much respect. Much respect.
Beautiful thing.
I'm so happy for you and your family. You have a beautiful family. I love the Simpsons thing that you guys did for Halloween.
She planned those things a year ahead. She's already thinking for next year. I'm like, hey, like, fuck. She picked the Simpsons. The year before we were at Scooby-Doo. And it was rad too. Like, break the internet, right? The next day, the first.
November 1st.
She was like, yo, the next year we're the Simpsons. I was like, fuck off, man.
Yeah.
And then we were the Simpsons. And then she's playing already the other one.
I love it. You're a lucky man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great win. Thank you for coming in. This was great. We were going to do it last week. It's better this week after the win.
Yeah, and not just that. Last week I was trapped with a bunch of things. I would have made it if I was.
Listen, I'm small time. One day I'll get big time. I'm right here.
I'm here live.
Come
from
on.
the studio. See this. Immortalizing people.
Yes. I need some Cheeto gear, something.
I'm gonna ship you a shirt
Okay.
on Monday.
Respect. There it is. Joe's going to walk you out over there.
Okay.
Cheeto, thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations. Much respect.
Thank
I
you.
love the style. I love everything. The clothes, the tattoos, the beard. Keep that hair, the cornrows.
They're gone.
I know, but they were still cool.
They'll be back. They'll be back.
I love it. I love it.
We're
Can't wait
coming
for
in
the
hot.
next one.
Never stop chasing your dreams, people.
Yes.
Keep it up.
Well done, Cheeto. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. There he is, Marlon Vera. Massive, massive, massive win on Saturday over Frankie Edgar.